Thank you very much, and welcome to Business Case Capsule of the eCommerce Day Africa Blended Professional Experience. My name is George Bibi, and I am the Communications Director for USAID's Kenya Investment Mechanism, which is a project implemented by Palladium. On this third and last day of our event, we will learn about 3 success stories from relevant companies in the digital commerce industry. We will present in a renewed format the strategies and actions implemented to resolve the challenges they have faced, along with the results that they have obtained. These cases will then be published in an ebook format in the Business Case Capsule edition and as in all eCommerce Day Tour events. If you want to know the cases of Africa and the entire region of Latin America from previous years, you can download the ebooks at www.commercemind.education/ebook. I think somebody will be putting that on the chat, www.commercemind.education/ebook. And now the very first case study will be Kasha, and Kasha is going to be presented by our speaker, who is the business development and partnerships lead at Kasha Global Inc. Welcome, Kirsten.
Hi, everyone. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Do you want me to go ahead and share my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay. Great. Can you see my screen? You can. Okay, great. Well, thank you so much. Like you mentioned, my name is Kirsten DeHaven, and I'm the Business Development and Global Partnership Lead at Kasha. Kasha is a last mile distribution platform for access to health. And basically how Kasha was originated is to address a major challenge that we see across Africa. Globally, we know that women make 80% of healthcare choices and control over 20 trillion in consumer spending. But we also know that women are grossly underserved, despite their own health needs and their role as being the key health providers in the household. The last mile in Africa is notoriously hard to gain insight to. And what we mean by the last mile is, the 80% of the population of places like Kenya and Rwanda that live outside of urban areas. So we're talking about peri-urban and rural areas. And we know that truly reaching the last mile is both difficult and costly, with over 50% of the population still lacking adequate access to health. So we saw that there are stakeholders in every sector that are trying to seek alternative solutions to deliver sustainable access to medicines and health products. So founded in 2016, Kasha did originate as an e-commerce platform. Originally Kasha was built to disrupt how people, especially women, access health products and services through a more consumer-centric and digital route to market platform. We've since evolved into a last mile distribution platform for access to health. So while we do leverage the e-commerce platform, we do also distribute offline. Kasha provides a wide range of products ranging from pharmaceuticals to household goods to consumer health products discreetly to low-income consumers. We do this both direct to customers and then also B2B. We also supply small pharmacies and shops, clinics, small hospitals, things like that. And we do provide a broad integrated basket of products on our platform, and they range across life stages. So ideally a customer, both women and men, can find the products they need to live their best lives throughout their journey. So in terms of our vision, mission, and ambition, our vision is for all people across emerging markets, especially women, to have access to health and self-care products, information, and services they need to live their best lives. And our mission is to disrupt how people access those products and services. And our ambition is to be the leading platform for access to health across Africa. We have a few offerings. So not only do we, sell and deliver products, both B2C and B2B in the market, but we also offer access to some of our partners, since we have this wide reach across this big customer base. What that kind of looks like is through our platform, we're able to generate consumer, patient, and market insights This allows some of our partners to evaluate and test and enter the market. Our partners kind of include, manufacturers, development organizations, especially centered around health, and then of course, financial inclusion institutions. So yes, we can provide insights. We can also do demand generation and behavioral change campaigns. This is where we can, increase demand for products and services, and then also increase adherence. And we do that both through the platform and through the agent network. Of course, we provide last mile delivery because we are a last mile distribution platform. And then finally, we can provide visibility and analytics. So that allows our partners to see, where are their products going? How are these campaigns performing? So it's really interesting. Like I said, Kasha originated as an e-commerce platform in Rwanda. And what we saw was that back in 2016, people weren't super comfortable with ordering, contraceptives and menstrual health products and these products from a USSD code or the e-commerce platform alone. We really needed to bring some trusted members of the community to promote the platform. So while it started very bits as like a pure e-commerce platform, we realized that to gain customers and to gain trust for customers, we also needed the atoms, the physical bits. So that's really where like our agent network was born and how we evolved to both a bits and atoms platform. And our approach is kind of four-part. We have an integrated product of baskets. So our products like range. There's 1,600 different products from health to FMCGs. And then we deliver our products through our omni-channel distribution system. So we go both B2C, we go direct to consumers and patients, but we also supply pharmacies and clinics and schools and hospitals and institutions. And we're doing this both in the private sector and the public sector now, which is also very interesting. Finally, we have an agent network. So we have thousands of agents on this pay for performance model, and they're able to generate sustainable income and reach the really difficult last mile areas. And we provide these agents with everything that they need to be successful. So all the digital tools that they would need. And finally, we provide health services and information. This is really important because if a customer is coming to our platform to purchase a product, they need to be able to access information about that product and then also be connected to services. So let's say something like DMPASC, that's the injectable birth controls, like the Ciena presses. Yes, we offer them on our platform, but first you do need to see a healthcare provider to get trained on how to do self-injection. So we do a lot of referrals to clinicians as a service. Just deep diving on those 4 points, like I said, we have an integrated product basket that support our customers throughout their life stages. And then we are able to provide real-time analytics. What's quite interesting on this front and a little bit more development of this is we are connecting directly with manufacturers so that we can get better pricing of some of these products. And manufacturers are quite interested in this because there's a lack of visibility of the customers, especially in like the mass market last mile. And for customers, they're often having to pay a very high markup on these products because there's so many middlemen between the manufacturer and that end customer in a rural area. So that's quite an interesting development that we've been able to do with the support of AT4T and Prosper Africa. And then next, the omni-channel distribution, and we provide access to finance. So like I said, we do go B2C, but we also go B2B. What's interesting about the B2B is that we have our pharmaceutical wholesale licenses, retail licenses, e-pharmacy license. We have all of these licenses, and we're able to now supply small shops and pharmacies. We were seeing that the pharmacies and the small clinics were consistently stocking out of essential health products, which is a major issue. They would have to sell all their products before they could buy again from their suppliers. So we started providing credit, 60 to 90-day credit terms, which make sure that all of these products that they buy from our platform never stock out, and they can always offer them to their customers. In terms of the agent network, this is kind of the bits and atoms piece that I was talking about. We've trained over 2,500 agents to date. 70% are women and 40% are under the age of 30, and they're on the sustainable pay for performance model. I believe our highest selling agent last month for August, I think they sold $1,200. They earned $1,200 off of their sales commission. So it's a really great system where it allows us to not have to fully employ agents, but give them all the tools they need to be a micro entrepreneur and start their own business. And then we can support them throughout that journey. So oftentimes we see our agents starting as sales agents and then opening their own shops or opening multiple shops, which is really great. And this allows us to have a touch point with the community and have a trusted member of the community, especially around some of these sensitive products. The other thing that's interested about the agent network is that this allows us to provide delivery and engagement in the community with one of Africa's greatest assets is people. So instead of like using drones and all these other things to deliver, like let's leverage our greatest asset and kind of empower people in the community to engage, their customers on a commerce platform. Finally, the health services and information. We've reached over 1.2 million people with these kind of tools. We have the agents as kind of the foot soldiers in the community delivering this information, but we also have an online nurse chat line. We have a USSD chat line. We can refer to service providers, as I mentioned. We have a contraceptive toolkit, forums, and a maternal health page. All of these tools help people feel comfortable buying products from the platform. And Kasha's end-to-end platform, directly from manufacturer all the way to patient, it delivers sustainable impact and long-term value for our partners and for our customers. It allows, our partners to gain insight into the market, but allows our customers to access quality and affordable products consistently. And in terms of our progress to date, in about 6 years, we've reached over 26 million, or we've sold over 26 million products across Kenya and Rwanda. This number is a little bit outdated, so it's closer to 1 million customers. 70% of our customers are in the last mile. And we've had over 1.2 million beneficiaries reached through our health services and information with 2,500 agents trained. We just finished our Series B fundraise at just over $20 million, and we're expanding to West Africa and South Africa at the moment, while we're also building some more parts of the platform. And our ambition is to become the leading platform for access to health in Africa. We can only do that through partners. So we really appreciate USAID and Prosper Africa and AT4T for facilitating a new part of the platform that we're launching. I can speak to a little bit about it now. It's actually an NCD platform. It's a really interesting concept because from a health perspective, 85% of Kenyans don't know if they have hypertension or diabetes. However, NCDs are the greatest killer on the continent. And there's no big funder to subsidize the medicines like there is for HIV or TB or malaria, these other disease areas. So what we've done kind of through this project with Prosper Africa and USAID is say, how can we launch an NCD platform to engage US manufacturers to better reach this massive amount of patients on the ground that are being very underserved. Patients can't access their medicines at affordable costs. So we're trying to bring the manufacturers and the patients both into the same space through the platform so that we can offer quality and affordable medicines to a real captive audience. If you think about NCDs, these are chronic conditions. So it's an opportunity not only for the patient to get consistency with their medicines and have quality and affordable medicines, but it's also an opportunity for the agents and the pharmacies to be able to consistently sell affordable quality products. And then of course the manufacturers as well. So that's what we're most recently working on. And thank you so much. Feel free to reach out if you have any more questions about Kasha, our e-commerce journey, where we're going with the NCD platform, how the fundraise is going, anything. Feel free to reach out and I'm happy to share more.
Wow. Thank you very much, Kisin, for that elaborative, about Kasha. Really good, good business, and I hope that our viewers are going to learn a thing or two and be motivated by you, the impact that you are having. Thank you. Now we are going to the second case. I want to welcome Rispa. Rispa Miliza is the Digital Marketing and Sales and Partnerships Lead at Hello Tractor, and she will be sharing with us about Hello Tractor. Karibu sana, Rispa.
Thank you so much, George. Good morning, everyone, and pleasure to be on this event today. As George mentioned, my name is Rispa Miliza. I am the Digital Sales and Marketing / Partnerships Lead at Hello Tractor. I'll just go ahead and share my screen. I hope you can all see my screen. So one of the main reasons why Hello Tractor began is we had a survey and we noticed that one of the reasons smallholder farmers face a lot of challenges in Africa. Right? So up to 500 million smallholder farmers worldwide have a challenge when it comes to getting access to mechanization services, and majority of them still depend on animals or even human labor in terms of plowing their demand, right? 80% of food production in Africa, and especially sub-Saharan Africa, is from smallholder farmers. Therefore, that means there's a really big gap smallholder farmers face due to different use of inputs and insufficient adoption, right? So when we look at the mechanization space, right, sub-Saharan Africa compared to continents like Asia, we stand at 23%, which is really, really below the global average of the number of tractors per 100 kilometers square, which means manual labor is used frequently, and it's 40 times slower than tractors and often unreliable, right? Another challenge is restricted access to financing, right? When you look at what smallholders can actually get in terms of financing, over 90% of them are unable to get it. Less than 5% of bank lending goes into agriculture. This means majority of the smallholder farmers are underserviced. Therefore, when you combine the lack of mechanization and restricted access to finances, it definitely leads to inadequate quality in terms of what they're able to get. So when you look at seeds and fertilizer, and even at the end of it all, the produce that a smallholder farmer is able to harvest. And so as Hello Tractor, we leverage on technology to revolutionize agricultural productivity. So Hello Tractor has a mobile application that not only connects farmers to tractor owners, but also allows tractor owners the ability to monitor their tractors remotely. Right? So the application is divided into three main sections. So the fleet management, which allows fleet owners to control their tractors. This is inclusive of tractor activity, fuel usage, schedule maintenance, and therefore this is able to improve efficiency and drive down operation cost. Then we do have a marketplace, and this is now where farmers can be able to connect to tractor owners in terms of getting access to services. Right? So the farmers are able to book for tractor services in good time. And what this does, it ensures that each and every farmer who's able to book their demand, they're able to get serviced in also good time. We recently also added a third element to our space, which is the financing bit. And the purpose of the financing is to provide tractor financing through flexible buy now, pay later plans, which fosters affordability. And what this does, it accelerates mechanization adoption, which enhances cultivation. The fourth aspect of this, we are working to establish what we call hubs, and these are comprehensive hubs that offer machinery, input, market links to empower farmers, and this sort of creates proximity in terms of what farmers are able to access. So access to essential machinery, inputs in the market, inputs, quality and affordable inputs, and also markets. Looking at our fleet management portal, we offer a solution that empowers tractor owners with advanced tools to optimize their operations, monitor performance, ensure resource utilization. So it's a mobile application that, as you can see on my screen, contains a dashboard that allows fleet owners to see all the necessary features. So when you look at receive maintenance alerts, when you look at managing their fleet, fuel consumption, managing the operator as well, who are very key in this space, and weather integration, right? So how it works is we install a telematics device to a tractor, and then the tractor owner or the fleet owners are onboarded onto the tractor software. And then that allows them to monitor the operations. We walk them to the training in terms of how to properly utilize the application, how to understand where each feature is located, for them to get comfortable enough to use the application. The telematic device that we provide is for sale, ensuring accuracy, data collection, and transmission. The fleet owners do subscribe to an annual subscription to continue using the software. And then we have the marketplace options, and these two sort of speak to each other when it comes to the marketplace bit, right? So the marketplace solution empowers the tractor owners as well to optimize their operations, and they are able to look at the services, or they are able to have visibility of the demand that is coming in from farmers, right? So they browse, book, receive. It's kind of similar to the popular ride-sharing apps like Uber, Little Cab, and farmers can effortlessly see through the application where the tractors are located. And so one of the major things we had to adapt coming into the market, and a little bit of challenges we faced, is when you look at the Africa space, we do have challenges such as connectivity, use of smartphones, and so to sort of allow the market thrive, we have what we call a booking agent model. And what this means is individuals who come from farmer communities are able to book on behalf of their farmers and share that demand to tractor owners. And what this does, it allows the tractor owners enough time to sort of plan themselves and go out on service. For booking agents under the platform is a way for them to also earn money, and this ensures ease and accessibility to all farmers. So the booking agents engage day to day with farmers to ensure that if there's any farmer who needs access to tractor services, they are able to book on behalf of them. And then once that demand is requested and accepted by a tractor owner, the operator is dispatched to go out and mechanize the plot. And we generate revenue through a transactional fee based on the value of the work conducted, ensuring that it's fair and transparent. So when we look at our financing piece, which is a new product, it provides the agent in this case with an option to acquire tractor on a rent-to-own basis. Right? So for the existing agents we have in the platform, this is also an opportunity for them to own their own tractors, and not just the booking agents, but any individual who is also interested. So how it works is we provide training on how to use the marketplace portal. We train them on contracting, we train them on technology, we train them on business skills. So these skills later help them when they are running their own businesses. And so we also ask for 5% down payment and 1,200 acres of pre-booked work that is approved. Down payment, usually waivers made on high impact entrepreneurs. And then the qualified agents receive tractors with implements, trained operator, and a dedicated account manager. And the basis of the account manager is to monitor the progress of how these tractors are performing in the field. So as the tractors service the demand, small repayments are then collected. Through the pay-as-you-go model, we monitor the weekly payments, we monitor the demand also that they are providing to the smallholder farmers. This in a way increases the number of smallholder farmers being mechanized, as well as increases the number of individuals or even smallholder farmers who are able to get access to financing. When we look at our pay-as-you-go portfolio to date, we currently have 113 tractor owners within that space, who in, let's say, 1 year, 9 months now, have been able to service 64,000. That translates to 81,000 acres serviced. We have, through that financing program, developed other programs as well. So we do provide trainings for the operators. This just to ensure that the operators have a better understanding of not only how to drive the equipment, but also how to use the implements as well. And then, which totals to 300 trained operators. We have also increased the number of agents through the very same program. Trained technicians, and currently our portfolio risk is at 2%. For the evolution of Hello Tractor, we've been servicing farmers since 2015. So between 2015 and 2017, the company was registered and launched in Nigeria, where we had only one location and under 2 acres management. And through that entire process, it gave us an insight into the smallholder farmer behavior, the fleet management behavior. And so when we came to 2018, we really pivoted the focus on the IoT technology, a SaaS model, marketplace strategy, and increased the number of locations, the tractors under management. And so when COVID hit, I know that was a really, really tricky time for majority of basically all of us. We really focused and really looked at food resilience in both Kenya and Nigeria. We wanted to ensure that we are providing, and we are even understanding the data that we have and see how we can be able to provide more services. In 2022, we finally launched the financing product. We increased the number of locations we are operational in Africa. So we are currently in 14 countries in Africa, 3 in Asia. Increase the number of acres under management and also the number of tractor contractors. In 2023, we are scaling up the marketplace and the financing across Africa. And what we're looking to do is introducing, as I mentioned before, introducing the hub strategy, which is a way of creating proximity to farmers, and also increase the number of tractors under the financing, as well as the training programs that we're currently doing. When we look through the entire space, we've been operational, and the impact that our technology has been able to create, keeping in mind we are really focusing on the SDG goals, and the main ones is no poverty, zero hunger, gender equality, decent work, economic growth, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. So we recently, through our data, we recently serviced 1 million farmers since operational, which is a big win, not only for the company, but for smallholder farmers as well. That means to date, we have 2.8 million acres under management. We have also been able to finance a lot of women through our program, which means we're increasing and showing that even women can get to own tractors, right? And now one of the other things we're looking at is the focus on climate change and climate smart mechanization to improve resilience and increase income and food security. We have been, over the years, supported by very leading investors partners who have been very critical in making our business a success. We have a couple of investors, and we'd really like to thank USAID and Prosper Africa, who have been very great contributors to the Hello Tractor growth. Thank you so much. In case anyone has any questions, feel free to shoot them on the chat. And thank you for the presentation.
Thank you so much, Rispa. I think Hello Tractor is one of the companies I've had the pleasure of working closely with, and I love the impacts that you're having. I love the numbers that you're presenting, and the way you've grown from just equipment all the way to financing and all those things. Would you be able to, maybe I missed this, but would you be able to give us some sort of a data point of the percentage increase in yields and maybe incomes for farmers who have been able to work with Hello Tractor?
We definitely need to update the data, but we've seen 55% in terms of for first-time farmers who've gotten mechanization services for the very first time. We've also been able to see in terms of increase in revenue, which is at 87%, food production 83%, and 96% improved their way of living, just through getting access to mechanization services, and also for tractor owners who've been able to sort of use our management platform.
Wow. Okay. And another question that I'm sure our viewers would be able to would be interested to know.
Yes.
In Kenya, agriculture is not really cool for the youth that much. Youth are not engaged in agriculture. But the model that Hello Tractor is adopting, are you seeing some young people interested and getting interested to actually be able to operate tractors and make money of it? And the other thing that I would like also you to touch on, because you mentioned about women coming in to get ownership of tractors and all those things. Can you just give us some details about youth and women in the business?
Yeah, and both are really critical for Hello Tractor, and one of them people were engaging a lot. So when we look at young people, as you mentioned, agriculture is not really attractive to them, and it's mainly because of how they've grown to view agriculture, right? You've always viewed agriculture as animals, service in the farm, or manual labor, right? But with the introduction of technology and allowing them see you can actually make an income out of agriculture, right? When you embrace technology. So even through, and majority of the booking agents that we work with are young people, right? So we do, and the trainings we do to sort of emphasize and train on how to use the technology. It's also empowering them to actually have a different view of what agriculture is now. How we grew up and how our parents grew up are completely different, and so it's enabling them understand that they can actually make an income through technology, and then creating spaces that then allow them see the impact, right? For example, through the financing project as well. This is now a program that allows them sort of understand that it's not just about, it's more than just like a piece of farm, right? You are able to create a living out of it. You're able to go through a couple of steps that allow you on an equipment. So we empower them and train them on how to view agriculture differently, how to embrace technology, how to actually understand what agriculture entails. And through the trainings we conduct, which have been a very big help, we see a bit of an improvement. Because majority of the young people here in Kenya, one of the challenges we face is lack of jobs, which is a big hit. It's a big issue. So it's teaching young people to view, you can, sometimes you don't have to wait for an official white-collar job. Like, you have your phone with you. This application can allow you book for farmers, speak to farmers, engage with farmers, and then earn a commission out of it, right? Once you engage with a number of farmers, you can also get into this space, right? This is a program that will allow you on an equipment. And so we've been able to see an improvement, and even for women as well. Agriculture has mainly been male-dominated for quite some time, and lack of financing and has been a contributor to it. So women have a chance to own equipment, and we've seen women who not only are owning equipment but have also participated in the trainer programs, and they actually know how to drive their own tractors. So those some of the ways we want to empower young people, empower women, by creating programs and training them on how to understand how to use and grow throughout. So when we look at our portfolio, we have 30% of women under the financing program, which is a win for us. And as the program grows, we encourage a lot of young people, a lot of women, and even men to join the program as well.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, your presentation is getting a lot of interest, getting a lot of questions that people are shooting to me directly. So I will actually just be able to read straight from some of the comments that I'm receiving in my inbox. The first person is asking about the hubs that they saw on LinkedIn. I think it was a hero something that you had opened a hub. What are these supposed to be to farmers? What do they mean to farmers around those areas? And what do they mean to Hello Tractor as a business?
For the hubs, the idea for the hubs is proximity, right? Creating a space where farmers can interact, where farmers can grow. So the main reason for those hubs is not only farmers can get access to mechanization services easily, but we are looking extensively at mechanization services. We're looking at inputs. So the idea for the hubs is to partner with existing organizations, for example, that companies that deal with seeds and fertilizer, and creating a space where farmers can go to and get access to those services, right? So it gives room for closer access to services. So we do mechanization. Hello Tractor provides mechanization services, and then partnering with different organizations to ensure that that region farmers in that region are able to get access to services that they need. And we do more than just that. We are looking at creating demo plots and using these demo plots as training spaces to teach farmers different ways of farming. So when you factor in conservation agriculture and the implements that are used for conservation agriculture and the seeds and the fertilizer, so that farmers in that area are equipped and have the right information to be able to scale up in their businesses. When you look at tractors, on the other hand, these are fleet owners. It's a space where they can get to understand how to use the tractors. They can be trained on the different implements that they can be able to use. And this way, you're not only growing sort of one space, but it's a collaborative space that allows growth both from tractor owners and farmers as well. So that's the sort of the essence of the hub, and creating a collaborative space or a collaborative location that promotes growth in agriculture.
Okay, thank you so much. And one other question. There are several, by the way, so I hope you're not in a hurry. Yeah. So someone wants to understand, how do you bridge the digital divide? Because your solutions need internet, because you're saying IoT, and most farmers are not in urban areas. They are found in rural areas where connectivity might be an issue, power might be an issue, and all those things. So how do you address that? How does your solution really play out to ensure that they reach farmers at the rural areas where they are located, where there is no internet and electricity?
Good question. Awesome question. So remember, during my presentation, I mentioned booking agents. We have that booking agent model, and booking agents are young people and people, basically. And these individuals come from different farmer communities, right? And then because we do understand that it's a challenge, connectivity would be an issue, access to internet is an issue. The booking agents are equipped to engage with the farmers, right? So they would go directly to the farmers, right? Go directly to the farmers, get to understand the farmers' needs. If a farmer needs tractor services, they will do that request on behalf of that farmer, right? Because and we've enabled our technology to also work offline, so they can still be able to book those tractor services, right? And then that demand is shared directly with the tractor owner. So we still maintain the human interaction aspect, which in agriculture is something that it's still going on. So the booking agent are the guys on the ground who engage with the farmers, right? So it's a both of the, like, working in the digital space, but still engaging and keeping that human relationship between the agents and the farmers. And so when the farmers engage with the agent then books for tractor services. right? And these agents not only have understanding when it comes to mechanization services. When you look at seed, when you look at teaching farmers or talking to farmers about seeds and fertilizers, they are also equipped in understanding that as well. So it allows, they sort of become like a one-stop information point for the farmers, and then they come back to us and say, this is what the farmers are talking about. So through that engagement, we are able to create different programs that are important in the digital space in ways that farmers are able to get access to. For the technology itself, we've also made ensure that it can also work in spaces that have low connectivity.
Okay, this is the final question. Thank you, Rispa. Final question for you. Somebody wants you to elaborate the pay-as-you-go model, how it really works, and how it enables affordability of tractors to smallholder farmers. Do they need a lump sum amount at the beginning, which becomes a problem for them before they can start repaying in installments? Or but just unpacking that pay-as-you-go in relation to affordability of the implements that you're promoting.
Good. So for the pay-as-you-go financing program, we are financing for a tractor and implement. So it's not just giving out the tractor alone, but a tractor and an implement, right? So for individuals who are interested in joining the program, the very first step is we train them on how to use the booking application, because this is where they're going to key in the information of the farmers they've engaged who are looking for tractor services. Right? Currently, we are looking for the requirement is 1,200 acres under which are requests from farmers that they've engaged with. So once they show us that they have that demand, we request for a 5% down payment, and this 5% is calculated by the total cost of the tractor and the implement. So if you compare and you look at the total value of the equipment as a whole, and the 5% for that, for majority of the individuals we've worked with, that is actually affordable when you actually compare with traditional type of financing. So that in itself allows them, and we work with them through the entire process when it comes to the booking process of it, how to actually make those bookings until that 5% bit. We talk to them on why that is required, and the cost is actually affordable if you compare the total cost of the unit. So, and they're brand new tractors, by the way. So throughout that entire program, when they get the equipment, we don't stop there. So it's not just an issue of, oh, here is the equipment for you to start using. We expect you to pay us and let go of them like that. But then it's walking them again through that entire journey. And so we ask for the 5% down payment. The loan period is 5 years. And through the entire 5 years, they get access to a dedicated account manager who then engages with them on a weekly basis in terms of understanding how is the business going, how is the tractor doing, and then engaging them in training programs so that they're equipped to understand how to properly run a tractor hiring business. So we're training the new owner, this is how you do your business, and at the same time training their operators on how to use the tractors and the implement, and also engaging with other agents in terms of knowing where the demand is, what the market prices are, and then linking them up to those demands to ensure that the tractors are also working.
Wow, thank you very much. And I can't wait to see the next phase of Hello Tractor. As I've said, it's a company I have known for quite a while, and I'll be following closely to just see the growth. Thank you very much, Rispa, for your time, for the insight that you've shared. I hope our viewers were able to enjoy. And with that, we are going to the third case for this morning, which is going to be presented to us by Prakash, who is the General Manager, EMEA and APAC at VTEX. And he will be talking about bash.com by VTEX. Karibu sana, Prakash.
Thank you, George. Good morning, everyone. I hope I'm audible. Appreciate the time here. Just as an introduction, this is Prakash here. I've been working in the field of commerce and digital for a while. I run growth for VTEX for EMEA and APAC, and it's a privilege to present bash.com, which is the first store that we launched in South Africa, which is kind of very successful omni-channel case study for us and a live store that's going well. So let's start with a quick overview. So I've prepared a little bit of slide. So let me share that so that we could kind of go through that. Are you able to see my screen?
It is coming. Yes. Maybe you can put it on presentation mode.
Yes. I'll do that. But before I do the case study, I'll just show you the site. This is how the site looks today. This is bash.com, which is the biggest online retailer in South Africa. So what we did was they have over 3,000 stores with over 34,000 employees and about 30 plus brands. So we integrated 18 plus brands in phase one, and we kind of made sure that we created this curated marketplace for them, whereby we integrated their electronics brands, their sports brands, and their fashion brands, and then we kind of created like a online sales channel to make sure that they could grow in revenue and in GMV. So this is how the site looks today. I thought it's important for all of you to kind of take a look at the site that was built on VTEX platform. Now coming to the case, so what is TFG? TFG is, as we all know, it's one of the largest online retailer. They have over 3,000 stores. They have their own in-house e-commerce team or development team with over 120 plus developers working on different areas, and some of their biggest pain points where they wanted to kind of make sure that they move from their legacy IT architecture or IT systems to a new modern API first, microservices first, SaaS based platforms, so that they could create an online sales channel and they could improve the GMV. So this was their business objective, and they wanted to migrate from Oracle to VTEX. One of the reasons for them to select VTEX was because we are a modern composable architecture, but more importantly, they wanted to create this architecture whereby they could use a lot of the out-of-the-box components of VTEX and also do a lot of custom promotions or external promotions from their brands into VTEX and onboard external sellers other than the TFG brands. So these were some of the business objectives. So with that business objectives came some technical challenges because they wanted to have a separate payment channel. They wanted to integrate credit cards. They wanted to do direct transfer. They wanted to combine their gift card, loyalty card, which is a TFG account card, and they wanted to customize the whole checkout experience for all their online customers. And they wanted to kind of have the new store locator where it's a true omni-channel model. And most importantly, they wanted to have this flexibility for customers who could actually buy online through a native mobile app. It could be an iOS app or it could be an Android app. They also wanted to do a single sign-on and have an external content management system whereby their marketing team could actually do promotions. They could get external brands to kind of come in and do promotions. Most importantly, they also wanted to log in with a cell phone, and as I said, have a store located with multiple brands, right? And the last but not the least is they wanted to kind of create these product attributes or product category with a new product information management, so that the marketing team could kind of like add the SKUs and manage that quite well, right? So these were some of the challenges which turned into a huge opportunity for a platform like VTEX to launch bash.com. In the beginning, I showed you the site, but this is the mobile app version of the site. So we created the headless marketplace. As you know, headless marketplace is nothing but adding a external CMS to the core VTEX platform. And we, in phase one, we absorbed all the 18 brands of the 30 brands that TFG had, consolidated into one digital commerce platform for TFG, right? So this was a very important milestone for TFG because they could show the power of cross selling, they could show the power of integrating electronics, fashion, and sports under one single umbrella, and they could create a superior customer experience so that you could also integrate the loyalty and create multiple payment channels for your online customers, right? So this was a very important step for them. So as you would have seen from the technical challenges or technical problems, all those technical problems become opportunities and become highlights for us. So this was our fifth continent to VTEX, the first South African store in a true SaaS solution, because VTEX is a public SaaS solution, which is also microservices first, API first, and cloud native headless first solution. We reimagined omni-channel solution in South Africa with TFG. As I said, the omni-channel solution comes with custom login with a cell phone, with store locator, with multiple brands, integrating the gift card protocol with the payment provider, and also most importantly, syncing external promotion engines of TFG in addition to the VTEX promotion engine with the iOS and Android app. So these are some of the big highlights. Now, why this is important, right? Because of these features and roadmap, the business objective is not just to create this new channel, but actually to create tangible GMV or tangible revenue for TFG in the online channel. And we are very proud to say that our partnership created really the business objective of their forecasted GMV. TFG had a very clear revenue goal in the online channel, and we hit that revenue goal in the first year after launch, which was very important for us because at the end of the day, technology is a facilitator or an enabler, but it needs to solve the business objective. And we were very happy to say that this solution created that business enablement and creating that online channel. The data has to speak for whatever. So we could see that 47% of the orders processed through the TFG account card, which is their gift card and loyalty card. We had a 73% increase in multi-brand orders, which is very important metric to track because, as I said, we need to consolidate the marketplace. With 18 brands, and then in phase two, add the other 16 brands or 15 brands that they had, and then in the subsequent phases, bring in external sellers in South Africa to onboard onto the bash.com. So this is a very important metric for us. And 33% page load speed increase after migration, because this improves the conversion. Because at the end of the day, every site needs to be faster, and it should improve the conversion for for better customer experience, right? So these were some of the business results. And what's the future state with TFG as we speak, right? We wanted to integrate all the Foshini brands that's there today, all the 30 plus brands. The app capabilities will be improved with further investment because TFG has achieved their business forecast for at least phase one. They wanted to kind of expand the marketplace. As I said, bring in new sellers onto bash.com after completing their own brands within the marketplace, and also expand the GMV as we progress, right? So this is something that TFG is envisioning with the platform. So with that, I wanted to conclude that this is one of the proud moment for us to kind of put our flag in the African continent, and also expand and learn and leverage our capabilities. There were tremendous learning for us in terms of working on different payment protocols, in terms of working with mobile app, in terms of integrating the gift card and things like that. But as they say, it's not how you start, but how you end with the right business objective, right? So with that, I end the case, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you very much, Prakash, for that presentation. I'm already receiving some feedback on my inbox. I'm told I love the diversity of the brands they have. I will definitely want to buy through them. That's a comment that I just received, from my inbox. And I haven't received any specific questions for you, Prakash. Unless there is any that is coming on, maybe you can give a moment or two to see if there is any question that will be coming. But what I've received is just a compliment, and somebody just saying maybe they have gone to your platform already and looked at the diversity of the products that you have listed there. I love the way you are using technology to really bring to solve the problems that customers have. And with that, Prakash was our last case for this morning. I want to really take this time to thank the three companies that have presented their cases. We first heard from the first case was Kasha, where they talked to us about. We heard from Kirsten, who talks to us about how they using integrated product basket and omnichannel distribution systems and their agent networks, as well as health services and information. They have been able to distribute over 1,600 SKUs, providing access to most health and household needs across all life stages. They also, I like the fact that they also provide access to finance solutions. We also had a second case of Hello Tractor, the pay-as-you-go model to increase access to tractor services, mechanization to farmers, and how they have expanded, across Africa and Asia, and how this is really impacting farmers in the time of climate change. Increased yields and incomes, and the increased yield for farmers mean food security for their country, and just how they are using technology to be able to do all these things. And the last case that we've had is from Prakash, who has talked to us about their platform bash.com by VTEX. And one thing that stood out for me is they have been able to reimagine omnichannel in South Africa with 47% of their orders already processed through their platform. I want to thank you very, very much for joining us in this first edition of eCommerce Day Africa, the blended professional experience. Remember that the event platform will be open throughout the weekend so that you can access all the content of the 3 days. You will have workshops available. Yesterday yesterday's conferences, which we had like really amazing times with panel discussions and some powerful presentations. And you will be able to visit the services and solutions area, among other things, on the event platform. Well, before I close, I want to remind you that the contents of the business case capsule from previous editions and soon this one can be found at www.commercemind.education/ebook, www.commercemind.education/ebook. Can be able to find all those case capsules in our platform. And with that, I want to thank you so much for joining us. And my name is George Bibi, Director of Communications for USAID's Kenya Investment Mechanism, working with Palladium, one of the consortium partners of the eCommerce Institute. Thank you and goodbye.